February 9th is looking like a more important day in New York than February 14th. Knicks faithful would love for significant roster moves to be made before or at the trade deadline over a Valentine's Day box of chocolate. And because of that, let's bring in New York Post sports reporter Zach Braziller to talk about the 4 Knicks he thinks that could be dealt. All right, Zach, I read your article. You have Cam Reddish and Obi Toppin as 1 and 2. Why?
Look, Cam has been absolutely buried here. You know, he hasn't played since December 3rd. Thibodeau was not high on him last year. We reported it. You know, he never really was part of the rotation. He played some early this year, but really since Quentin Grimes got healthy, he's been out of the rotation. You know, and there really isn't a spot for him. He's a restricted free agent at the end of the year. He does have some value as a former lottery pick who, does have ability. He's 6'8", he can shoot, he's long, he's athletic, but it just, for whatever reason, it just hasn't worked here. And then with Obi, he's played a little better the last few games, but he's just, his role, he has such a minor role here because of Julius Randle blocking him. And look, Randle's playing so well this year, and he's just a much better player than Obi. It's just, and he's another guy that I think has some value, and teams think maybe they can unlock some potential in Obi. And now, look, I'm not saying he's got a ton of value and he's going to net you a first-round pick or net you a good player, but I do think you could get something for him. Now, I don't think Leon Rose is just going to trade Obi to trade him. Reddish is different. I think they're going to move Reddish. Obi, I think it would have to be the right trade. Remember, he was the first draft pick that Leon Rose made. But I do think there is a chance he can go elsewhere, as part of a package to maybe bring in a rotational player who could really help the Knicks.
All right, let's get into your last two. Evan Fournier and Derrick Rose were on the list. You really think these two guys could be on the move?
Yeah, Derrick Rose definitely can. He clearly isn't part of the future here. He's been out of the rotation for quite some time. They've decided to play second-year guard Miles McBride over because of defense, and they like what McBride brings, even though his offense is clearly a work in progress. I do think the Knicks are going to do right by Derrick Rose. They're obviously they really like him as a person. They've raved about his leadership qualities. And then with Fournier, it's kind of a weird situation because they paid him a lot of money. He's making $18 million this year. He's making $19 plus next year, but he really hasn't fit here. His defense is an issue. He hasn't played nearly as well offensively as people thought. So, yeah, I think they would love to move his contract. It's going to be tough, and they're not willing to, attach an asset to get rid of him. So I think it is going to be hard to move Fournier. I definitely think you're going to look at least 2 of these guys are going to be gone. My money would probably be on Reddish and Rose right now. I think it's going to be hard to move Fournier. And, I don't think ultimately Leon will move Obi. I don't think the right deal will come along. But I do think the Knicks are going to be active here. They have some pieces they would like to get rid of. They obviously would like to bring someone in here, and it's going to be an interesting few weeks.
All right, so let's talk about someone that the Knicks would want to bring in. Who are some players out there that you feel as though the Knicks should go after?
There are plenty. OG Anunoby with the Raptors, DeMar DeRozan with the Bulls, Zach LaVine with the Bulls. You would love Kyle Kuzma, although it doesn't sound like Washington is now willing to move him. He's playing so well. The Knicks clearly need help. They clearly need another kind of impact guy, whether it's a starter or a 6th or 7th type man. And I expect them to be active. Look, this is a team that's right there to finish and make the playoffs for, just, I guess, the third time in about a decade here. And in my opinion, they should go for it. They should really go and try to get one of these difference makers. They're not superstars, but you know what? You add another good player and you see what can happen. It would clearly make life easier for Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. The Knicks have shown throughout 50 games here that they are a decent team. Are they a title contender? No, but they are a decent team. They have beaten some quality teams. They just beat the Cavs for the second time. They've been streaky, obviously, but at their best, they're a pretty good team. They're definitely a top, 10 to 12 team in this league. And to me, that deserves reinforcement. So we'll see what Leon Rose can do. But if I'm the Knicks, I'm aggressive and I try to get another good player in here.
Well, like you said, the Knicks are right there. February 9th feels like it's right around the corner. Let's see how aggressive Leon Rose gets. Zach, thanks for joining us, my man.
Hey, man, my pleasure.